All right, so now as I started getting into drawing in this curb line here, I noticed that there's one, I made a mistake earlier, so we're going to fix that. And then two, I want to make sure that we, go about drawing this the right way. So you can see here, this 23 comes in, it's 2301 at this particular spot. So the contour is back here, and that line crosses over there. So what I want to do is I'm going to draw this line. And I just want to show you this to pick up some additional tips. We'll adjust this elevation once we do this. So I'm going to start again drawing this line string, and I'm going to start at this this location right here. The elevation is going to be 23.37. Now I may come back and trim this up as well, but we'll deal with that next. I'm going to switch it to a smooth curve. I'll pick a point here on this curve, question mark that one, and then I'm going to come over here and I want it to basically be not here or here, but I want it, to be there. Maybe I'm being too picky in that, so what I could do actually is just pick this point here and go ahead and grab that contour line for the elevation. All right. And then I'm going to continue. It looks like it's a little short straight segment. So I'm going to switch it to straight, and we'll pick that point there. I'm going to leave it at, I can question mark it. We can leave it at 23. Again, it all depends on how detailed you want it to be. Over here, we do have this 2217. So what I'm going to do here is switch back to a smooth curve. I'm going to pick a point here and question mark that because I don't want an elevation. And then I'm going to end it. We'll grab that point there, and that's going to be 22.17. I'm going to save that. And then we'll go back to straight, and we'll pick this point here, and that one you can see it picked up that 23 or the contour. So I'm going to hit cancel, and I'm going to change that elevation to 22.13. 23 is actually should be on the top back of that curve. So I'm going to save that and go back to add after last segment. I'm going to change it back to a smooth curve. Again, picking this point here. Actually, let me highlight that coordinate again, and let's pick something a little bit further along the middle of this curve. And then I'm going to pick, again, got to question mark that. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to come over here, grab that end, and that's going to be 22. And that's where that contour comes in. Now, I don't have to draw those contours, and you'll see why here in a second. I'm going to come in and I'm going to put a point here where that gutter is, and that's going to be 21.99, and hit save. Is if you look over here, I have a point on this red line that's in my surface now, or the curve line here, and it is triangulating across there. So I don't really need to draw in that because I've got a triangle that has been properly elevated. So if I was to look at the elevation here and here, it should be that elevation of 22. I'll show you how to check that in another video here in a few minutes. So I could, again, pick a point here, 22, but if I come down to this high point, I'm going to make that 22.39. I'm going to click save and continue drawing this guy down. So here's where 22 comes in again. And just, keep working it down. I'll pick this guy here. That's going to be 21.21. Save it. I'm going to come pick this one, 21.40. Now we're back into a smooth. So I messed up. I've been doing a smooth curve this whole time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit cancel, and I'm going to pick this and switch it to a straight segment. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So all I'm doing is left clicking and highlighting that segment, and I'm going to switch it back to straight. All right, so I made a mistake. The same thing here, this one, I'm going to come back, make that straight, and got a little ahead of myself there. This one should be straight as well. All right. And this one here, it should be straight. And then that one there should be smooth curve. So I'm going to save it. All right. So there you go. So that adjusts that. So now I got to come all the way back down here. All right. And you see I'm still snapping to that line. And I want to highlight. So I'm left clicking to get my cursor here. And now I'm still in edit mode. So I need to go to add after last segment. And now I can start adding in a smooth curve. So same idea as I'm going to pick a point somewhere on my curve and question mark it. And I'm going to have to come back and clean up those contours, right? Just like I did before. So that one's going to be 23 or 22. And then we have a straight segment. So I'm going to go back to straight and pick that point there. And that's going to be 22.29. And save it. And pick another point there. That's 22.42. I'll save that. And then go back into a smooth curve. Picking a point. Question mark. And then we're going to pick that point there. It's going to be this elevation here. Right? And then continue smooth curve, picking here, question mark, save, and this one's going to be 23.21. And then we'll go back to a straight segment. I'm going to pick this corner. That's 23.34. And this one is 23.37. Okay. Then we got to draw in, we can draw on that one. Now I can just take this. So it looks like that one, they don't really give us elevations on this. They give us an elevation here. So what I would probably do is just take this and draw it up to this point up in here, which is right about there. And I'm just going to make that 23.62. And then we'll come up to this corner where I'll make that 23.86. And then this one will be 23.89. And then we'll go ahead with this corner here. Again, I'm just going to come in and delete that contour, that whole segment through there, or slide it back. Because that's actually, looks like the ground is 24 there. So it picked up an elevation. So I'm looking at that elevation there. I know it's a little bit small. I'm going to make that 24 because that's what they call it. And now I can go back into a smooth curve. Somewhere in here. Cancel. Sorry, I forgot to add after last segment. So make sure we do that. Made that mistake. Pick there. Question mark. Save. Go ahead and drop that in there. That's going to be 24 because that's a contour. Go back to straight. Oh, again, got ahead of myself. So I'm going to hit cancel here. So this point here is going to be a smooth curve. Save that one. This one here, smooth curve. Save that one. Now I can come back and add. Go straight. It's getting a little fast, so just take my time. 24.24. Save it. Come down here. We got 24 there. So let me cancel. Make that 24. Save. And then add. And then I'll go ahead and put a point there, which is going to be 23.65. Cancel. It picked it up. So 23.7. I'm going to make it 23.65. All right, so now I've got that one drawn. So I'm gonna close out. It took a little bit longer than I hoped. So now you can see that it gets crossing this pad, and we want to put that pad in. So what I want to do now is I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to clean up this contour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this contour here, just get rid of that line there so I don't have these overlapping lines. And I'm going to break this one where it crosses here. And I can show you, I'll show you that right here. So if I right click and I'm going to break the line, and you can see it, like if I break it here, it's still going to overlap. But if I right click and select break it crossing line, and I pick this curb line, okay, so I'm going to pick my 3D curb line and break it, you'll see now that when I pick this line string, it's broken right there. So now I'm going to come back over here, and let's see, the same thing is I'm just going to break this guy back to the top back of curb there. So now I'm just going to close this. I'm going to select this portion of this line, of that contour, and I'm going to go ahead and delete. All right, so now that I've got that line drawn, I got to clean up, again, like I said, I got to clean up this contour. So we cleaned up that one. All right, so now that we've got that section cleaned up, that contour cleaned up, we want to come down here and probably clean up this one as well. So I'm going to pick that contour there. I'm going to break this guy off here. So again, I'm just going to come back and I'm going to break that at the top back of curb. And this one here should line in right to that spot. So I'm going to pick that line string and break that one there. Now I can select the line string here and just go right to delete, and it'll delete that segment. So that one should match up. Let's see if we get a flag. So I'm going to check it now. I'm going to go to Takeoff, Build Surfaces, and everything should be good there. I don't see a flag, but I do have flags here. So I'm going to take this, and same thing, I'm going to break it to the back of curb there, and I'm going to pick this line, which is the contour, and I'm going to break it there. You can see it's still highlighted, so I can go ahead and delete it and click Build Surfaces, and my surface will now be updated. If we look at it in 3D, you can see that it's starting to really build a decent surface. I got to come up in here, you can see more flags, so I got to clean those up as well. So that's helpful to look at it in 3D. So I'm going to clean those up, and we'll come back. I know this was a lengthy one. Yeah, again, so here, yeah, you can see that contour is running through. So I'm going to break that contour and remove it. So I just have the, basically the curb line running along the bottom of the curb.